What's going on, YouTube? We're back at it for another video, and today we're going to be finding all those Daedalian keys, whatever the name was. But with this questline, I have to make note at the beginning of this video that we will need lockpicking level 1 in order to get 3 of these different keys. You'll need to start with the Gladwin, or I believe that was Gladwin Moon, the caretaker for the Hogwarts grounds, I believe it was. Now, if you haven't already started that questline and you've already got this one, just keep progressing through the main storyline. It's probably somewhere around 10 hours in that you'll be able to start up that quest line, and as soon as you do start it, you will have the lockpicking level 1, which is all we'll need in order to actually get all 3 of the keys that'll be behind these locked doors. But I had to make sure people knew about that beforehand, just to let you know before we started getting all the way in, and then halfway through you don't have the accessibility to get those keys. But let's get straight into it. We're going to start over here at the library annex, and we're going to go to the Flue Flame for the potions classroom. Let's get straight into it. Now, from that Flue Flame, we're going to need to head straight through those double doors straight in front of us. I got a bit turned around, obviously. After all of us playing Hogwarts Legacy, we have found out that this castle is an absolute maze, and the map could be a bit better. But straight in front of that potions class, we're going to find our first key, follow it on down that stairwell, and then make our way over to the cabinet where we're going to smack it into that lock. Now, later on, I am going to try and get a Hogwarts guide or Hogwarts Castle guide going, make it as linear as possible, but we'll see how that works out in the end point, because this place is an absolute maze. But our next location that we're going to need to go over to is the Defense Against the Dark Arts over there in that I think it's the Astronomy Tower wing of it. But straight from that location, we'll head down the stairs, take a right, take another right, and our next key location is going to be behind this rhino statue, rhino skeleton. Not exactly sure if it is a rhino, but looks like it. But straight in front of that rhino statue, we're going to head over to the stairs over to the right, or straight in front of it. Make a little loop around, maybe grab some tea over on our left if you really want to, and then head over to our casket over here, or cabinet. Goodness, dyslexia is going to kill me these days. How many times am I going to call it a casket this video? Let's make a drinking game. But from that point, we need to go to the, what is that? The courtyard. You saw it right there. We'll be fine. But from that location, we'll need to head up the stairs, head over to these double doors over here near the Great Hall. Head on through, head up the stairs, and just in front of the double doors at the top, we're going to find our next key. Now, from this point, we'll need to double back down the stairs themselves, right in front of that coat of arms, and then head to the right. That's going to be our next cabinet for this key. We'll be able to smack that in pretty easily. Now, there's a couple of things in this room that you can use Revelio on to grab up. Or I think there's also a page floating around. Be a good idea to just kind of grab those up as you go. Good XP going up. But from that point, we're going to need to head back up to those double doors that we just came down from and head over to the Great Staircase. Fan favorite every time. You've seen it inside of those movies. We're going to need to basically go up about halfway up to this ledge over here. And just at that ledge is going to be our next key. We'll just need to go ahead and follow that on down all the way to its cabinet down there. Tell you what, some of these keys are fast, the other ones are super slow. I mean, sometimes they can just get away from you, and you probably don't even notice. If you're not listening for it, these things can just slip away with the quickness. But heading on down the staircase, right next to that mathematical door, we're going to need to smack that key into the cabinet, and then keep rolling forward. Now, lucky for me, well, let's not talk about how many times I messed up on smacking this one in, but best bet is to just look at that keyhole and wait for it to come through. Now, this is going to be the Gladwin Moon questline. Lucky for me, I had it right as I was looking for these keys. If you haven't got this yet, just keep progressing through the storyline until you get the owl letter from him, and then you'll be able to get that lockpicking level 1 just behind this door that we're going to do the lockpick on. And let's not talk about how long this took me, because this is 1,000% sped up right here, first time lockpicking. I'd almost argue they should have put a tutorial in, but if it was skippable, I would have skipped it. Still, probably had this problematic experience. But inside here, we're going to have 2 different keys. Straight away, we're going to need to walk up the staircase. Now, I did this during the middle of that actual questline mission. You don't have to do that if you don't want to bother with having to deal with the stealth portion. I don't want to talk about how many times I failed this mission, because I hate stealth missions. So I just want to go guns blazing. Might as well be a dark wizard and just start taking out other students. Would have been a great storyline. But from that point, we'll be able to get that key right there, walk it down the cabinet, and then keep heading up the staircase. But you can come back later on if you don't want to deal with it during this mission. But heading up those staircases, we're going to go all the way up, and then it's going to be a hallway on our left. You'll notice the cabinet on our right. Take that hallway over to the left that goes to inner workings of a clock, I believe. And just at the end of that hallway, we're going to find that key, be able to walk on back. Now, there is a guy, if you're in the middle of that mission, there is a guy that randomly roams. He changes every time you fail it. Again, let's not talk about how many times I failed it, but from that point, we need to go back to the central hall down at the library annex, and we need to head into the library. Now, this key for me was on the left side. I'm not sure whether or not this thing flies anywhere else around this area. You may need to just kind of listen in for it. All you really have to do is just walk close enough to it, and then boom, it's going to be on its flight path over to that cabinet. But it was over on the left from me behind the bookcase. And then our cabinet's going to be in the back right. We'll be able to head over there, smack that key right on in. This is taking a bit longer than I thought it would. Yeah, I'm not going to stop and edit this. Maybe I will. Nope. Nah, we're already in. Smack the key and let's roll. Now, our next location, we're going to head back over to Central Hall, as there's 2 more keys in this area that we need to get. We'll head up the staircase this time, and over to the right staircase just below it is going to be our next key location. We'll be able to tap that and then roll back down the staircase that we just came in, and over to our right is going to be that cabinet. We'll easily be able to smack that thing in. Boom, bada bing. We've got that next token. Now from that point, we'll need to head back down the stairs and then close to the library, but on the right side is where we're going to need to head over to, taking the stairwell down. And then over on our left, the key should be over here. For me, it was just kind of hiding behind that pillar and maybe dancing around over there, but we'll just head back across the Great Hall and over next to that mathematical door. We've got our next cabinet. Be able to smack that in. I thought we were going to smack it in pretty quickly, but turns out that wasn't the case this time. But from that point, I'm trying to remember what we're going to the Great Hall this time. If you don't have the flue flame for that one, you can just go to that courtyard, be able to walk up pretty easily, but right next to the fireplace was where I found this key. Then it'll just float over to the back left portion of it, just up some stairs over here on our right. As you'll notice, I just got that Great Hall flue flame right there. And we'll just smack that in pretty quickly. Well, quick enough. Now from that point, we'll need to head back over to the right side, and I believe we're going to be heading towards the bell tower courtyard. Now just behind us, you'll notice the armor. Just over to our right, this is going to be the stairwell that we'll need to take, and straight through this door on our left up these stairs is where our next key is going to be. I believe this one flies behind us. No, it flies upward. We're going to need to take this staircase all the way up. It's just a straight shot to where this next cabinet's going to be. And right over here on our left, boom, we've got that next cabinet. Goodness, some of these moments I could have condensed down a little bit more, but hey, we're getting you all the proper information as quick as we can. Now from that location, we'll need to head over to the secret rooms and go all the way down to the map chamber. Trust me, no worries if you don't have this just yet. We're not showcasing any spoilers. We're basically going to double back from the location that would be a spoiler for you if you haven't made it this far. But essentially, we'll turn around, head back up the staircase, and I believe we've got another spiral staircase to go up. Yep, it's coming up straight right here. Now, as we're coming up in this next location through these barred doors, over on our left is where we're going to turn and go straight through this archway over here. Up above us right here is another key. We're not going to showcase it just yet because there's one more key straight in front of this dragon statue that we need to get before we showcase that one. We'll just get that over there, smack that key right on in, and then be able to double back and get the other key. Now, if you're going through this and you went through that map chambers, you might just obviously just get the other key, but here's going to be the location. We're basically just going straight back to where we came, and just above this archway over here, you'll notice the key with Rebellio. Probably should have stated that earlier. Anytime you use Rebellio, you can actually locate this key. Bit late, but not too late for some people probably. But we'll smack that key right on in. And then our next location is going to be the quad courtyard, I believe it was. Yes. We need to head out to this outside location, and just from that flue flame location over to our left staircase that we'll need. I had it floating just above this railing right here. As you'll notice, it's basically already taken off. Like, I can't even see it anymore. Didn't even recognize its path. But Heading back down and over to our left, just underneath these stairwells on our right, we'll have another cabinet over here on our right. Boom, easy peasy. Getting another one of those tokens. Now, from that point, I believe, are we on the last one just yet? Yes, we are. Now, we're going to need to go to the clock tower courtyard. You've more than likely already been at this location for those unsanctioned duels, taking on that 1v4. Easy peasy. Those students just could not hang with me. Even some of them, I think one of them was Slytherin House. Weak. But heading up that door over here, this one's actually going to be a locked door as well. But over on our left, as soon as we come up, find that key just floating up over here, and then we'll need to keep heading on up. There'll be a doorway on our right. Notice it kind of spiraling along that little pillar right there. And then there'll be a cabinet just up top. Now, I believe this room actually does have some type of secret to it with that clock tower. I'm going to have to use some spells. I believe it's the slow down one. Just the palm sitting there. That's the yellow spell. I believe you'll be able to use that in order to open up some of those doorways. That'll be in a different video that we'll be making here in the coming future. Now, that's going to be the last key for us right there. And that's going to be the last of them right there. We'll be able to take that back to the common room and open up that chest and get our sweet surprise, which, sadly enough, is only cosmetic. I wish it would be something added on with the cosmetic, maybe some currency, or just a new spell or something, I don't know. Probably would have been a bit more exciting, but if you're that person that's into cosmetics and you're looking to really represent your house, this is going to be straight up your alley. Me personally, it's just another thing that I've gotten done, trying to go for the 100% on this game, and later on we will be having that Hogwarts castle guide coming out. That's going to be taking a little bit of time, especially trying to make it linear, but if you like this content, obviously hit that subscribe button. We're going to be having a lot more of these guides coming in the future. I'm going to be going from the top down all the way through the map, doing area guides for each location, the Merlin trials. We've also got the Demiguise statues that'll be coming out later today, I believe. So there's plenty of content to come in. If you're looking to see more content like this, obviously hit that subscribe button. And if you'd like to see some of this content live, I will be streaming daily live, doing all of the Hogwarts Legacy, sometimes 12-hour runs each day, trying to get through as much as possible so I can get as much of this content possible out for you. But if you'd like to follow up that stream, just hit that link down in the description. But hopefully this made it as easy as possible for you. Hopefully it was as linear as it possibly could be and just made you get this done as quickly as I probably showcased it in about 12 minutes. Honestly, I'd probably say it's about 30 minutes, but it's a whole lot faster than how long it took me to get it done. But on that note, guys, have a good one.